Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my new player's beginner's guide to crafting in Final Fantasy XIV, level 1 to 80, part 9, Heavensward edition. Alright, so it's been way too long since I did this series because Square Enix was still playing around with changes to crafting. I had health issues and all that, so I figured I'd put this on hold. But now it's time to come back. Now you've probably noticed I'm not on Hrothgar and I'm not on Gilgamesh. I'm actually on an alt on Leviathan. Alright, I kind of leveled a little bit too far too quickly with my Hrothgar, so I'm doing it on this character for now. Alright, so we are now in Heavensward. All my crafter classes are level 50, 3 of them level 51, but they're all in their 50s and all the class quests for Heavensward haven't been done just yet. But we're going to be doing that one in this video. But as of right now, this is going to be a little bit of an introductory into Heavensward. Now, Heavensward is an entirely different animal because now we cannot access any zones unless we go through the main story first. So there's no free reign to go wherever you want. Alright, so the main story quest needs to be your first thing that you take care of. Ultimately, I would say go up to the Churning Mist, because that's where the beast tribe for crafting is going to be unlocked, which I'll touch on in another video. Alright, so when you get into Ishgard, the first thing you want to do is of course the main story quest, up to the point where you are introduced to the Fortom brothers. One will access the Sea of Clouds, the other one will access the Northern Western Highlands. Once you do that, I believe the quest to unlock collectible synthesis and leve quests will be available, which is going to be right over here. So let's go over there now. I've already unlocked leve quests. All you really need to do is talk to the leve quest NPC, and bam, you have it unlocked. Now for the collectability, which is going to be the new way of leveling up in Final Fantasy XIV, is going to be unlocked here. The inscrutable tastes, and you'll get the collectible action for gatherers and crafters. And you'll get 24,000 experience and 377 gil. And the temple leve meat over here is where you unlock leve quests. In Heavensward we have normal leve quests, then we have temple leve quests, which cost 10 allowances, but it's not really worth doing them because 10 allowances is too much. You're better off using those 10 allowances on single leve quests, and you'll most likely be more beneficial. Alright, so don't do them. So now we need to go back to Reverend's Toll, and we need to talk to the Rowena next to the script vendor. So when we get there, we will continue. Alright guys, so we're in dhona, so we want to go straight up. From the aetheryte, talk to the Rowena here. Give her the letter. And now we get our collectible action, which is synthesis and collector's glove. And now ROWENA'S House of SPLENDORS is now accessible. And now we can do script turn-ins. Now, what collectibles are is the same thing as making things high quality, except you're going to be making specific items, and then we're going to be using the ability collectible synthesis in order to make an item a collectible. Now the thing with collectibles is you don't, like I said, you don't need to 100% the item. All you need to do is fulfill the base requirements to be able to pass in the item. Anything above the base will be getting into bonus territory. So if we go into timers under ROWENA'S House of SPLENDORS, you can see that it's on a timer, so when this thing resets, you get new items. Alright, so at level 51 we have our first item, which is the Archaeo Skin Gloves of Healing. We have the base, bonus number 1, and then bonus number 2, which is the maximum. The base, in order to turn these in, you need 110 between 159. For the bonus, it has to be 160 to 199, and then for the maximum, you have to be 100%. And as you can see, the higher you go, the more experience you'll gain, and more scripts you get, which is basically crafter and currency that you'll be able to pass in for gear, materia, items, stuff like that. Alright, now, in order to tell which items are possible for collectible synthesis, simply look in the crafter log, 51 to 55. As you can see, first couple of items you don't see anything under characteristics. Once you hit one that does, you'll see collectible synthesis available. That means these ones are most likely going to be popping up every time the timer resets. So all the Alkeo skin items down to the Pants of Maiming are going to most likely pop up in your list when it resets. So basically you can plan ahead by getting all the materials you need ahead of time. So as higher you go in level, the more you get available to you, and more experience you get, and the more scripts that you get. Once you have reached a certain point, the experience points will now drop down to a fixed amount, so you can't boost yourself like in Stormblood using heavensward items. Right, so that basically is what collectible synthesis and collectibles are. It's one of the best ways to get experience at low levels, because in heavensward we do have the Ishgard restoration, but you cannot access that until 3.3. So a new player will not have access to that kind of stuff. And to be quite honest, I don't really like the Ishgard restoration thing, because it doesn't teach you how to craft. It just basically teaches you how to power boost your crafters, and it's just a hot mess in my opinion. I don't like it. It doesn't teach anybody anything. Alright, so that's how you unlock collectible synthesis, and of course collector's glove if you're a gatherer. So this is very important that you do these if you don't have any left quests, because you're going to be needing scripts when you hit level 60, so it's best to start stocking up on them now. So after you basically make the item, you come to the collectible appraiser here, or any city-state, and the Realm Reborn will have these. You pass them in, and then the script exchange next to him, or her, depending on the NPC, you have Crafter's Script Exchange, level 50, and you have gear you can get at level 58. Then you have other stuff like materia, you got crafting manuals, Soul the Crafter, you'll be learning about that later, and then you got some endgame items that you can buy. Then you need master recipe books. Instead of crafting to get your books, you're going to be using scripts to get your books. And these have been dropped down to 100 to make them a little bit easier for new people. Alright? So you pass them in, and then you use your scripts over here. So that is collectibles, and I'll be doing collectibles in a later video. Alright, next thing I want to talk to you about is the abilities that they took out from my Realm Reborn series. They took out Ingenuity. They didn't really take it out completely out of the game. They kind of put it in the code of the game, so now when you're making something above your level, instead of being hindered or your abilities don't do as much, it becomes easier to make the item if you are lower than what you're making. So it's not taken out, it's just putting in passively. This is like how Steady Hand was taken out, but it was actually put into the 100% success rate of the item. Instead of having to use the ability to increase it to 100%, it just does it automatically. So that's basically what they did with Ingenuity. We end up getting Veneration at level 15, which is basically the same thing as Innovation, but it does it for synthesis actions for 50% for the next 4 steps. So as you can see, in Innovation 15%, Veneration 50%. Alright, you will be using a combination of this and Final Appraisal, because with Final Appraisal up, Veneration, if it completes the item in 2 steps, Final Appraisal will stop it from completing 100% and leave you with 1 point of progress left. Combination of those two together will help you craft so much better. So, when I use anything with Ingenuity in my Realm Reborn series, Veneration and Final Appraisal combined will work. If you do not have Final Appraisal, just use Veneration and just go by the calculation tab that's in the UI and see how much your basic synthesis will give you. If doing twice won't 100% the item, then take advantage of Veneration twice. If it would complete the item, only do basic synthesis once and then focus on the quality. Alright, otherwise I'm going to have to do the whole A Realm Reborn series all over again, and I'm not going to do that. I'll probably do it next time when we get to the next expansion, but I'm not doing it now. Alright, so after you have gotten to a couple main story quests in Ishgard, unlocked Collectible Synthesis and Collector's Glove, unlocked the leve quests, now we must return to our guild master in our city-state in A Realm Reborn, and we need to do the very first level 50 quest in Heavensward, which should level us up to 51. So I'm going to head over to Gridania, to my leatherworkers guild, and we will do the very first quest. So when I get there, we will continue. Alright guys, so here we are in my leatherworker guild. If you're wondering what I am wearing for gear, it is the Patrician set. It's level 50 white gear, all high quality. From head to toe, the Raptor Merchant's purse, and then the Electrum accessories, red coral earrings, and then the Cobalt offhand. For Carpenter and for Goldsmith is the Basilisk grinding wheel and the Rosewood spinning wheel. Everything else is Cobalt. Alright, I don't have the materia melded into this character right now, but we will worry about that later. Because I did not do the Ixal Beast Tribe in this character. Alright, so we're going to talk to our guild master. Now, they're not going to make us craft anything. We're just going to be dealing with the people that we are going to be dealing with in Heavensward. We will be getting a manual for increased experience points gain and then our crystals. We are going to be working with the crystals now instead of shards. Culinarian's the only one that should be dealing with shards when they make materials, but not the actual food itself, unfortunately. Alright, so let's go ahead and accept the quest. Now, not all of them will take you into Ishgard. Some of them will still be done around A Realm Reborn. Alright, so now we need to go to the marketplace in Ishgard. Alright, so when we get there, we will continue. Alright guys, here we are in the marketplace in Ishgard. It's right by the market board here, so you can't miss it. Now let's talk to the NPC. Now, when you are doing the level 50 A Realm Reborn class quest, and you're just barely level 50, the quest should give you about half the points that you need to get to 51, and then the Ishgard one should get you to 51. So the very first level is basically a handout. Alright, so now I need to talk to 2 other people. So they're going to be over by the aetheryte. Heavensward, in my opinion, was where crafting kind of got ridiculous. Because we had scripts that were time-gated like tomestones, which was horrible, because if you screwed up, all your hard work went down the drain, and then you would have to waste gil, which were really expensive items, off the market board. And if you failed to make something high quality, well then you even got screwed over there too. Alright, so we talked to all 3, so let's go back, talk to the NPC again. And then there was the specialist system where even that failed because the abilities were just so confusing at the time. But they basically gutted all the specialist abilities out of the current crafting system. But the Soulstone is still worthwhile because it does give you a bunch of bonuses to your craftsmanship control and your CP. Alright, you can watch the cutscene if you like, but I'm skipping it as always, and now we complete it. And now we will be... next quest is at 53. And now I'm level 51. So you want to do this with all your crafting classes, and you should be 51 in all your classes. Alright? Alright guys, so I am back. I am now 51 in all my crafting classes. Luckily, the 51s did not level up to 52s, so they're all even. Now, 4 of these will take place in Ishgard, and 4 of these will take place elsewhere. Carpenter, Blacksmith, Leatherworker, and Weaver will take place in Ishgard. Alchemist, Mordona, Culinarian, Armorer will be in Limsa, and Goldsmith in Ul'dah. Alright. Now, before we end this video, I'll give you guys a couple of things you should be doing before we continue, is the aether currents. Now, you want to get flying unlocked in Korthys, Dravainian, Forelands, and the Churning Mists. The Mists, most importantly, because that's how you get the Moogle Beast tribe unlocked. You actually need to fly in order to complete them. The other two, it'll be easier to get to each node, dodge enemies, and just get around a hell of a lot faster. Especially in the Western Highlands, because you gotta go from one end for botanist to get stuff for weaver, then the other end for blacksmith, goldsmith, and armor, and then the other half for the leatherworker. So it's very important that you get the aether currents. You get the black chocobo mount and the aether compass for the hunting them down through the main story quest after you complete the main story quest with the Fortom brothers in the Sea of Clouds and the Western Highlands, and after you save Tataru and Alpha Node from the Temple Knights. Alright, that's when you'll get those. So that's the best time to do the aether currents. And obviously to get to these zones, you have to go to the main story quest. Alright, now, for materials, you need to focus on getting cedar logs, if you're going to be gathering. The Archaeo skin for your crafting. For Weaver, you need rainbow cotton balls, which you can get in Western Highlands. Cotton balls you can get from a vendor in Elrond Reborn. The tea leaves that you need to make the leather is actually a timed node in Korthys. I kind of forget what time they are, but I'll make sure I put in the description for the time for these. For goldsmith, you have the mithrite nuggets. You need the mithril ore from Elrond Reborn, and then the mithrite stand. So you need a lot of those. So you want to stock up on these items ahead of time. And for alchemist, you have the glue, the void glue, the pudding flesh. You get them through your retainers, and the gelato flesh. You need to get these from the flans from Korth and Western Highlands near Dusk Vigil, or near the Sleeping Dragon areas, the big dragon that's basically frozen. The flans around there, so you need to kill those for the gelato flesh. Alright, so make sure you stock up on those. And I believe that's going to be all the items that I recommend you guys stock up on ahead of time. Alright? And if you've been keeping up with the retainers, get your retainers to get these items for you as well. And that's basically going to be it for the introductory to Heavensward. In the next episode, I think I'm going to focus on helping you guys unlock the Moogle quest. I've already done all the prerequisite quests that you need to do, and if you're going to do the main story, try to do it at least up to the Churning Mist. Alright, after you defeat Nidhogg, you'll come back to Ishgard, and you go until you get the quest Ill-Weathered Friends. Stop right there, because at that point you already have everything you'd be needing to unlock the Moogle quest. So that will be in the next video, and having that unlocked immediately will help you level up a hell of a lot faster, because Heavensward can be a pain in the butt when it comes to crafting. And we also will be doing the level 51 set for crafting, so we'll have a rotation for that as well. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, and or concerns, please put them in the comments section down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content and a continuation to my crafting series. As a reminder, make sure that notification bell next to my subscribe button is where you guys will never miss an upload, and follow me on all my social media at Zane Lionheart on Twitter and Facebook. So until next time guys, may forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut. Take care guys.